Well, everything I make ain't that great, but you guys rule with a house and a pool, with a house and a pool, with a house and a pool.
Yo, what up, design champions? Welcome to You Guys Rule. I drool in a house with a personal McDonald's where they give you large fries for freezies. Thank you to everyone who sent in your projects. I have selected 1, 2, 3, 4 designs for a little design redesign time. If you'd be so kind, if you have... Okay, let's get started. All right, first one comes to us from Ankit Ahir. I'm pretty sure that this is a personal logo and that he is an architect or studying architecture. First off, here's a couple things I really like. I like that the idea is a house, right? It's a house and it's very shaped and structural. There's a lot of open space around. That's cool. The Ankit Ahir text for your name is pretty nice. First off, I would do something a little bit crazy. I would actually get rid of the top triangle, and I'll tell you, and you're like, wow, it destroys the logo. But I'll tell you why. We'll make a few changes. But first, it's actually because this triangle is already repeated below. And if we get a little bit clever about it, which hopefully I will in a second, we can see that if we just have this, it can be both the roof of our house and the base of our house at the same time. And it allows us to have a logo that's a little bit more organized and that we can use in a variety of places. So I go something a little bit more like this where the triangles are more even. This is totally okay, but I would probably space out one on the right. When you have two thin things hitting each other, it creates a lot of tension. So this is what I would do. Now, you said that the blue represents the sky and the green represents nature. Cool, so I believe that I can still keep in the multiple colors if I grab the triangle on the right side here, and then I'll make that one blue. It's my belief that your colors are too light right now, and you might say, well, that's personal preference. And I agree, it is personal preference, but I think for you as an architect, what you want to do is really emphasize the structure and the placement of the shapes. And one way to make the shapes themselves stand out more is to make the colors more solid. Oomph up the color and make them more dark. You can see that there's more emphasis on the actual triangle itself, and thereby there's more emphasis on the white space around the triangles. Honestly, if you think I butchered this one, no problem at all. I totally understand. I'll just reiterate why I made the changes I made. Number one, I got rid of the top triangle because there's already a triangle in the middle of the bottom space. So that way we can pack two meanings into one space. It's pretty cool. And then secondly, I amped up the solidness of your colors so that the actual triangles themselves and the space in between them would show up more, right? Now, the fonts, that part for me doesn't matter. You could keep your own fonts. That's perfectly fine. In fact, yours looks super cool. So, claps and snaps for Ankit. Good job, buddy. Keep going. I hope everything in your architecture career goes well. Thanks so much for sending in your project. On to number 2. This one comes from Paartho. This is Firefox. It's a men's grooming. First off, love the idea. That's so cool. So there's a fox over here, and then there's some wafty hair. Just the fox guy. We need to make sure that it looks more like a fox. I think one of the problems is the ear placement right now. So I believe that if you look at a fox, you'll see that the ears are on top of the head. So our ears need to come up like all the way up there. Our head should have a little bit of a, I want it to have a little bit of a Jung like that, right? So hopefully this will be more like, it'll look more like a fox or an animal or a dog or something immediately when you see it. Yes, and then also I think it works better because the top of the hair and the fox ear are a little bit more aligned, so it creates kind of a cooler look here. Just so that, like, if the logo gets even smaller, the eye will still be pretty prevalent. I don't know though. Just my opinion. Please don't fire me. It's a little bit not as modern as you want, and there's 2 ways you can tell. A capital I has these extra things at the top and the bottom. You don't need those. More modern eyes just have one straight line. And then also with the E, you see how the middle bar of the E goes further or the same distance as those? You don't want that. You want your E to be like there a little bit, not as far. Okay, Paartho, those are the changes I would make to your Firefox logo. First off, I love the imagery of the fox and the hair, and it also makes a fire. Whoa! Is it fire or is it hair or is it both? Okay, this logo just went to a whole next level. Super cool. Basically, the only thing I thought I could improve was just the ear of the fox, make it look a little bit more like a fox. Like immediately when you see it, maybe I think it does, but maybe because I've been looking at it, I don't know. Let me know what you think. And then the second thing is both the size of our font was too big before, because like the text was took up almost as much space as the logo itself, and we want them to work in unison. So I shrank that guy down, put him in the bottom right corner where you have some open available space, and I think it works. It integrates a little bit better. Claps. Elbow claps. Oh my gosh. Okay, thanks, man. Keep going on your design career. This is super cool. Okay, next one comes from Jason Jung, and thank you for sending a PSD file. That is very helpful, and you have some pretty good layers on here. And this is, I guess it's a logo for kind of a gas station. I really love it. I think the changing color from red to yellow works. I actually don't even mind this yellow that much. Usually I have a problem with yellow. I'd change it a little bit, but I won't. Those look great. Where you have where you start having the problem is this R and how it transitions into the C, and then this E, and then the Z, right? So for me, all three of these letters could be helped. And I opened up your PSD document. It was so cool to see all the layers. They're titled in Korean. I was like, yeah, man. I'm international now. We international. Make it quite a bit thicker, so we'll come up to like somewhere like that, for example. Now, I would say let's not have the R and the C go into each other. I really like how these are all separated by the white space. Okay, so I would thicken your R, make some space there, and I think that helps a little bit. Now, what I would do is, actually, I think your E needs to be thicker through here, so that it's more consistent with the thickness of the other guys. We should make the E a little bit thicker on the bottom here. What we should do is work on the Z, and I think the only problem is just the incongruity between the sharpness of these edges and then the roundness of these guys. We should make these corners of our Z's also sharp. So we'll come in here. Oh no. Okay, Jason, those are the changes that I would make, so nothing big. Everything's very minimal. Again, love the color, love the outlines, love the idea of the O's at the end, overlapping. Very, very cool. Claps. Everyone, claps for Jason. The final one comes from, I guess your name is Grace. I don't know. You didn't give me a name in your email. But it comes from Grace Ideas for You. So I guess I'm just going to call you Grace, if you are so gracious enough to let me. Okay, first off, pretty cool design. I really like these guys in the bottom in this light lime green. That's pretty cool. And then also I kind of like the overlapping colors here. It's cool. When it comes to products like this, you gotta really make sure you know who your target is. Is this a product for women or is it for men? If it's for men, then we gotta make it more manly, and if it's for women, then we gotta work with the colors a lot. I just make it full on feminine. Okay, that's cool. Now the biggest problem I see right now is the color of the cap. Yeah, maybe something like that would be fine. Of course, it's not perfect. Our dark green is a little bit just too dark and overwhelming. It's a little bit daunting if you're looking at the product. So I want to take the whole top of this thing in a much different direction. It's just more maybe elegant and not so much going on. Now I'm going to choose a font that's maybe a scripty font. I don't have any good scripty fonts. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to choose whatever. Oh man, Adobe Typekit has zero good script fonts. Those haters, man. they don't want you to live a life of glory, you know? They want you to suffer without your scripts. I'm gonna grab all of these boys. Why? Because they're friends. They don't want to be separated from each other. That would be a sad day in the park. All right, now I'm just gonna copy those guys. Bring it up some. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, sure. You know, if I had time and stuff, I would make this a different one than this because right now they're just repeating, which, you know, is not the greatest. I actually want to change the color of Shampoo. Yeah, so if you wanted like a simple shadow, that could be cool. And if you wanted to, you could always go Gaussian blur. If you can go to filter blur, Gaussian blur. Okay, Grace, basically I just simplified stuff, made the colors work a little bit better. The cap I think looks weird right now. Obviously, it looks very weird. But you know, if I don't know if this is a mock-up or something, but if you can actually change the color of the cap, it would be cool to make it something that works with the package, with the bottle art as well. And then I think, you know, you just need to make a decision whether the Welfare shampoo is primarily for men or for women more. Okay, claps for Grace. Good job. Some snaps too. Thank you. Keep going with your design initiatives, and in no time you will be the world's greatest shampoo bottle designer. Yay! Okay, thanks so much for watching. I have to keep my head tilted like this so I can speak into the microphone and look at you, so don't think I'm crazy. Oh no. Some people already think I am. I'm not. I'm very normal. I'm a very normal designer. I appreciate everyone who sent in all of the projects. I will hopefully get through all of them. I will see you tomorrow in another video. So have a great, fantastic Tuesday and keep working on design stuff. I will see you later. Alligator.